What is going on, everyone? Deejus here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay analysis. This game right here is part of our Nutty lower level series where you guys submit your games to me. You submit your nuttiest, your juiciest, your raunchiest games, and we take a good old gander at them. We look at all the baboonian mistakes you made, we fix all that up, we criticize some stuff, but it's all in good love because we're here to improve. Anyway, this game right here is on the map Tokyo DORIFUTO. I don't know why. I always think of Doritos when I hear this name. DORIFUTO. I don't know what that is. But, you know, it's a good map. I actually enjoy this map. Let me tell you why. I like this map because there's contested comm towers. That's right. Comm towers aren't guaranteed on this map. It's also a smaller map. And there's a lander. There's a lander too. Everyone loves landers. So the way this map is set up, the contested properties are actually on the sides over here rather than the middle. Although they seem kind of close to each other, actually, if you're yellow, getting these properties over here is actually quite a difficult feat because they're 2 turns away from this base. They're going to take you 3 turns away from this base. So holding on to those properties over there is going to be quite the challenge with earlier reinforcements from this side over here. And it's going to take longer to get there. So actually the most contested properties are the ones over here. This one over here, this one over here maybe, especially these ones in the corners, vice versa over here mirroring that. So you actually want to go for the corners in terms of properties. However, that doesn't mean give up the middle because you want the middle to maneuver. Actually, I would actually invest in going in the middle hard and then you choose a side and you destroy one side that your opponent does. Some people like to do the pincer technique and they like to grab both comm towers and like, hey, I got the comm towers, I win. They give up the middle and then the other opponent has maximum maneuverability and will crush one side of their choosing, then go crush the other side of their choosing afterward. Whereas I think you should go strong side, weak side, go all in for this side over here if you wish, and put a little token force over here and get some control of the middle, rather than going for the pincer technique. I don't quite recommend going for both comm towers unless you're Javier, because you're not going to be able to hold both of them for very long in most matchups. Doritos is also a small map, which actually plays into the hand of Sami, which you typically don't really see much of her in Tier 4 Fog. The reason being, and the reason why she even dropped from Tier 2 into Tier 4 in Fog is because her Victory March essentially gets heavily neutered. The reason being, you can't see what properties are open for the taking when you use your Victory March and try to capture them in one turn. Sometimes your opponent can have units on top of them and your infantry will get trapped and won't be able to actually engage and take one of the properties. So you actually have to plan a lot more ahead of time to use Victory March. It doesn't help as well that most of these fog maps are quite open and there's not much mountainous terrain for her mechs. And it also takes a long time to get her mechs to the front lines. You have to rely on transport copters, APCs, black boats, landers I suppose in some instances, to push her mechs to the front line. Therefore, Sami is much more heavily reliant on her income lead than her superpowers, because her superpower typically doesn't do much damage. Let's be honest here. You might have 1 or 2 mechs in most instances, maybe more if you're going insane, but you're not really going to have much power. The most of the power is in the income advantage. Sami is much more of a more methodical pushing CO. Your vehicles are weaker, you're going to have stronger infantry, you're going to have more income typically, but you're not going to have a knockout blow, you're not going to have a block rock, you're not going to have a max blast, you're not going to have a black storm. You're going to have to be more methodical with your push. She has grindier, longer games, unless she captures the HQ, that's the exception. But typically Sami's more of a grinder. The thing being about Sami, she's a double-edged sword. She's going to have the income lead, but you should not sacrifice all your units for the income lead. Let's say you want to get like 5 properties, you capture them all, and your opponent's going to take them back. Don't sacrifice your whole army, lose 10 unit count just to keep the property advantage. Let them take some of it back. It's okay. You want to preserve your amount of units. Properties are not the end of the world. Unit count is most important, then unit value, then properties. So Sami, don't go ape over keeping your properties under your control. You want to have more properties than your opponent, but you don't want to sacrifice everything to get them. So Sami's more of a methodical pusher, whereas Jake got the block rock, boom, 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 use your superpower, you hope for the best, you kill him. But Sami, it's going to take longer. Most of her games are longer. You're going to have to spam mechs, they take longer to get to the front lines, but this is a smaller map, which plays into the hands of Sami. There's transports, which also plays in the hands of Sami. They each get +1 movement. So this lander can actually move farther than the other CO's lander over here. Move 1 extra space. So in that instance, Sami is better and smaller maps. However, in this case, I probably still would pick Jake over Sami in this map. I mean, I don't really love Sami. It's a different playstyle. You're gonna have to build more transports. You're gonna have to build more mechs. You're gonna have to be a little more defensive and methodical in your pushes rather than just going tanks and bashing shit and building tanks, copter, tanks, copter, tanks, copter. She's not quite as great at doing that, and you're not gonna have the knockout blow. But she can also capture an HQ, which is always nice, so that's why some people are just like, on the lower level, like, oh, Sami can capture HQ one turn? She the best CO there ever was! It's like, yeah, okay, you can believe that. Free points for everyone else, but that's not how it works. Anyway, let's talk about these players right now. So we got Quickslow, kind of similar to large small cap in the just oxymoron going on over here. Quickslow, I've played him a few times. He's a pretty competent player. I say you typically top 25 in Fog, if not top 15. So this is not a very lower level game. This is like a mid-tier game, I would say. So he's about a 1300 level player in Fog. And then we got srthgv, Srth. I'm just gonna call him Srth. I don't know what the shit is. Srth is a 1250, so we got about a 50 point differential here. 1300 versus 1250. So a very close matchup. I've never played srthgv before. I hear he's a bit nutty. So, you know, we like our nutty games. So we're probably in for a good treat here. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into this game right now. So starting at the bottom, in the black, we got Sami. And at the top, we got Jakey Poo. Now, always get your base first, folks. And there's another mechanic here. You got a black boat, you can actually go off of your HQ, ferry an infantry down, and plop them here, plop them here, plop them everywhere. But then once you get off your HQ, you can't go back. And if I'm Jake, I'm not pulling that shit off the HQ, because there's victory marches eventually coming, so I wouldn't move that black boat. Hell, even if I'm Sami, I probably wouldn't move that black boat. Just keep it there. Some people get a little ambitious. Oh, I want to get this comm tower early. I want to get this property. And they take their black boat off the HQ, but then it's ripe for the picking. So I don't think we're going to see either of them move that black boat, personally. So we have a typical opening. You go for the base first. You bring these infantry. Typically, you see this base captured here before this base captured, because then you have a follow-up to here and here. Whereas this one, the follow-up is like over here. It takes a few turns to get into the middle over there. So expect that to go up northward. We already got a lander transport over here. I don't quite agree with that. I probably would have brought it over here typically and then captured that property. But it's a chain, but it's farther back, so to each their own. I'm expecting to see early recons. Typically against Sami, you see early recons. Yes, we have a day 3 recon. The thing about Sami, and there's a misconception, is building recons against her, it doesn't kill her units. Like, let's say you interrupt a cap over here and you bring it down to 5. She's going to cap something and then you bring it down to 5. It's still going to capture, but then next turn you're going to kill it. So you're still killing a unit. It's not all bad if you let them get the capture. Killing a unit is valuable too. Typically, I'll go double recons for Sami, so you have one knockout punch, like boom, 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 rather than just weakening and then they get the cap. So double recons is pretty viable for Sami. Her tanks can't really one-shot your recon, so they're going to go down to 2 or 1 HP, and you know how much we love our 1 and 2 HP recons. They do the great job of providing vision for the rest of the game as long as they're alive. I mean, 2 HP recon's just as good as a 10 HP recon, basically, later on, because they're not going to be fighting anyway. They're just going to be giving vision. So I'd like to see a double recon here. I like the early day 2 recon here, especially on this side over here. You got good movement. You can stop the sides over here. If someone's feeling feisty with the black boat, you can stop them over here. So I like the early recon. Let's see if he builds a no. Oh, he cannot do a double in a row. He'd probably have to build a day 5 recon, which is actually perfectly fine. I actually like day 5 recons. We got to have a transport copter over here. Usually when you see a transport copter on this map, and actually that happened quite frequently, I've used one myself, you're going to go for the comm tower in this chain over here. You capture this, then you capture the comm tower. Then maybe you capture these. Probably not, unless you go for, like, really hard all out over here. But typically, it's not going to be that easy. But when you see that early T-copter, you're forgoing some pressure in order to get the comm tower early. That's typically what you see. And as Sami, honestly, not a terrible idea. That's what you see. It has an extra movement, so you can actually capture the comm tower in one turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Typically, the comm tower, the copter lands here and plops the infantry here. So you have to capture this, then the comm tower. But he might go for the comm tower first, getting that chain early. So that's the Sami advantage at work already. But Quickslow, building that copter, no vehicles. This recon is going to have a field day. It's going to get off 2 hits, maybe even 3 hits before the first tank hits the ground at the top. So I build another recon here. I mean, he doesn't know what to expect for Sami. But typically, if they're going Sami, they're going to be doing early transports. They're going to be doing some early, maybe artillery. They're not usually doing the normal, typical tank opening. So I'd go double recon here if I'm Srthy. Srthi with his girthy, whatever that even means. Put another recon on the earthy. So he's just going straight infantry here. I don't agree with that. I think he should got a recon, because he'd have 9 next turn. Oh, that'd be perfect. He builds a recon this turn, he has 1k left. He gets 8k next turn, which means he has 9k. Infantry, infantry, tank. You love that. 9k. Infantry, infantry, tank. So you have double recons and a tank chain going, and you obliterate Sami over here. She'll get the caps. Yay, I got my early caps. The recons are going to kill everything, though. You're going to be losing 2, 3, 4, 5 infantry. So recon's already in it. Beep, beep, bisks. So going for the early comm tower is Sami. It looks like might be going for the early comm tower up here as well, but Mr. Beep Beep over here is like, excuse me? So, pretty standard stuff so far. I like the little small flex boosty. Small flex boosty. Back recon. On this side over here, the weak side. So this is yellow's weak side. This is black's weak side typically, unless you somehow get some nice tank chain going with the lander. Actually, it could be strong side over here. Oh no, you can only land on one spot. So that's basically, this is the weak side for black, and this is the strong side for black. I don't like the recon going on the weak side typically. I would have preferred if the recon went over here and then got some middle presence to see what you're dealing with in the middle. Then you can see what front shifts happen. If you plop a recon here, you're going to see when the tanks are going from side to side, what units are going from side to side. So I don't really like that, but I don't know. Some people love the recons. I mean, I love recons too, but as Sami, not as much. They're not going to really be doing as much. And we have an early copter. I would have really loved to see 2 recons in a tank rather than this copter. I don't think the copter is bad, because it's definitely going to be way too early. It's only day 6. Sami is not going to have an anti-air this early, I guarantee it. I mean, any CO is not going to have an anti-air this early. So it's going to get some hits ahead of time. Another thing, you always want an anti-air on your weak side early, because the copter is only 2 turns away from doing some hits over here. Vice versa over here. So you typically bring that lander, plop out an anti-air, then you're already getting a little present over there. See, weakens the infantry, it's going to get the cap, but it's going to die next turn. So mission accomplished as far as I'm concerned, to be perfectly honest. And imagine if you had a follow-up recon here, you kill this, and then this captured here, and then 2 recons swarm and kill that. That would be nice. And there's not a tank in sight. There's nothing. There's not a copter, there's not a tank, there's nothing. Now he's got to build a tank. He's got to build a tank this turn. In the front base. Okay, so this mech looks like it's going to be transported up here, which is not terrible. But this tank is going to be over here in the middle. So these guys have to fend for themselves. Man, I love early recons versus Sami. Like I said, oh, look at this middle presence. Boomba, boomba, boomba. Look at those 3 kings. Those 3 kings, oh, living it up. I'm liking yellow's opening so far more. I didn't like the copter as much, but he's already got a free infantry kill. Building the tank chain. I assume for the rest of the game, a tank's going to come from this one right here. This is your tank building base over here. You're going to see tanks coming out that because it's the quickest path to the middle. Just takes 2 turns and you're already good to go. But Sami's already got the comm tower, so we've equalized on damage done by the vehicles. Oh yeah, you would have liked to see extra recon to do some damage here. And the tank, oh, the tank can hit you if you attack from there, but the recon can actually go from over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, actually, can he reach? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, you have to attack. So the tank will hit it. Not bad positioning, but there is a copter. If there was a tank, it would do the same thing as a deterrent. So we like that. Anyway, you probably should attack because it won't die probably because it's Sami, but he does have the comm tower. That recon probably will die after the damage done back. It's going to go to 9 HP after interrupting that cap, I would assume. If he chooses to interrupt the cap. We have an early anti-air. Beautiful. Srth over here. I'm liking your starting, dude. I'm liking your vibe. Day 8 anti-air. Beautiful timing. Beautiful timing. Not bad at all. Being a little, ooh, okay, so he's still going to capture that, but I like that. It's ballsy. You know he's not going to have an anti-air this early. Only kings have anti-airs this early. And even if Quickslow over here did have an anti-air, it wouldn't be on the front lines yet. So the copters early is not that bad, but it's only going to be damaging infantry and stuff. There's not any tanks in sight yet, so I think a tank would have done the same job over here. I mean, if you attack with a tank over here, this tank is in no position anyway, so didn't really make too much of a difference. It was a little scared off by this recon over here, so maybe that recon's getting a little use out of it. Scared off this little infi from capturing the comm tower, so it looks like it's going to be a comm tower advantage for Mr. Quickslow. Capturing this contested property over here. See, they've got a lot of infantry over here. And the mech spam's starting to come out, too. And, looking pretty good. The tank is, like, on a secret mission over here. Secret mission over here. I don't know why. So this copter's probably getting another free hit. Tank coming in. This guy's ballsy. He's got to have something here, else you can expect a tank to attack a tank from here, right? Like, very ballsy. Interesting. A little reckless. I don't really like this. This is a very wonky attack. He's very fortunate there's no tank right here or a tank right here. It's just a free hit on a tank. I don't care if it's Sami. I don't care if it's Sami fighting. Look, it's attacking from a city onto a road. Like, that's just a bad idea. And Sami has the incoming lead so far. I mean, as expected. Now, here's where things start to get a little funky. If you're going to build an artillery, I recommend building early on in the game, or maybe as a reaction to a neo tank or a medium tank later on in the game, perhaps. But why is he building an artillery here? I understand that artillery are good versus mechs, because mechs have a hard time reaching them. And Jake artillery are good, especially if you pop the CO power, 1 extra range, or the super CO power, 1 extra range as well. However, that doesn't really justify spamming out artillery. I would have much rather see a tank here. He had enough money for a tank. He could have gone triple tank this turn, but instead he opted to go for this weird wonkers. Actually, he couldn't have gone a triple tank, but close to it. Double tank, recon maybe. But he opted for a copter and a artillery. The copter's fine, but the artillery is wonky as shit. I don't agree with that. Some people, when they play Jake, they feel obligated to build artillery because, ooh, got super CO power, it's gonna get extra range, it's gonna be so good. Yeah, it's a bit overrated. Especially in Fog. As you guys know, artillery are not as good in Fog as they are in standard play because the zoning is not as apparent, you don't know where to position them as much, they have to hide in forests. It's just not great. Ooh, is this gonna be trapped over here? But this is, the anti-air is not in range though. You could trap the copter. Imagine if the anti-air was here, that copter would be trapped as shit. 100% deady dead. However, Quickslow, he's a bit slow. He got the anti-air a little bit slow. Sorry, bruh. Happens. And we see artillery on the other side too. As Sami, it makes a little more sense, I guess, because it doesn't have the penalty associated with their other vehicles. But I also don't like attacking into all of these units over here. I mean, oof. I'm just asking for danger with this copter over here. Outnumbered over here. I mean, this is a weak side for black typically, but he's got more numbers currently because he has control over the center. So he better shift his units to the top. Why are you attacking into this shit if you're not going to go, like, back it up? I don't like this shit at all. This is some baboonian, some chimp simp shit. I don't like it. If you're going to go in for attack, you want to have your units in sync. You bring all units to attack in one front and do a maximum amount of damage, limit the counterattacks. You're not going to split even, so then your opponent can have a counterattack on both sides. Like, commit to a side and punish that side. Also, the artillery is completely passive and pussy. Sorry, forgive my language, but it's just like, what's he going to be doing here? Like, if it was a tank, you could protect this infantry over here, but now it's just sitting on the city over there, being shitty. Like, you don't want to be sitting on a city being shitty, okay? Like, and look how passive. Sami should be the one who's not getting all these properties. He should be punished over here at the top. I get it. He's got control of the center. Like I said, center of control is good. You have front shift. And it looks like yellow's going hard down here. So in a few turns, he's probably going to get all of that. But in the meantime, at least have some backup for your units. So, being really reckless with that 9 HP copter. Kills off the infantry way too easy. There's nothing to back it up. There's not even a tank can kill the recon. Imagine having a tank, you'd one-shot that recon there from a plane. But we got the arty. We love our arties. No, we don't. We fucking hate them. Okay, so that's killed the recon with 2 units. Sneaking in that little artillery over there. Alright, more power to you, I guess. Now, if you kill off one of these copters, you're going to get killed. For some reason, it looks like Quickslow didn't bring his anti-air to the max. Why did he only bring it here? I would have put it in this forest over here, maybe. He's being very careful with that. I guess because he has a copter as well as a deterrent. For other copters, you can attack copter to copter, but still, I would have been a little more aggressive there. He has limited intel, though. I think Srth over here does have more intel in the middle because he has middle control. He has a little more insight over here. This infantry is the only thing in the middle giving him information, whereas he's a little pushed farther over here. But, you know, he's going to the bottom. He's going to get that comp tower at the bottom, but he's being a little puss over here. You know, I would try to capture that, reveal that, and then start attacking. But I guess he doesn't know where all the units are, so he's a little unsure. Now he's capturing, but he moved his tank before he captured. I would have captured first, then moved the tank or whatever down to attack. That just doesn't sit well with me. But now we have Quickslow as the income advantage and the comm tower advantage. So now Sami's units are stronger than Jake's units, or they're equal if they're attacking from a plane. That's not a position you want to be in as Jake. Sami's whole thing is her units are weaker, and that's why her infantry are stronger. But if you get rid of that, all she has is an advantage. Farther moving transports, stronger units, better income due to property advantage from capturing. So, not ideal, but we're getting closer to the powers, and powers typically tilt the force into the opposing player of a Sami. Sami has a strong early game, strong later game if she can capture enough properties, but when the superpower comes in from an opponent, a block rock, a few side slips from Adder, you know, stuff like that, it gets a little more challenging for her because she's going to lose a lot of units in the process. She's not going to have that counterattack that she so needs. She has the more passive. Oh, I'm going to have more income, but she doesn't have that power. We have a medium tank over here. Interesting. Early tech up. Don't really have much to say on that. Why do we have 3 artilleries? My god, this Jake guy freaking thinks he's playing grit. What the hell is all this artillery, dude? You want to get tanks. Just trust me on this. You don't want to build that many artillery. Maybe 1, maybe 2, 3. It's day 12, dude. What the F are you thinking? Like, why? So it looks like, okay, so he's at least going to win all these properties over here. He's got so many infantry. There's no other infantry in, like, range over here. So you capture these properties. It's going to take Sami until a victory march or a few turns to bring her units down here to even recapture. So now we have a strong side for yellow and a strong side for black. We have role reversal. Typically, this is the strong side for black and this is a strong side for yellow. But in this instance, hey, we don't like to put labels on things. You can be whatever the hell you... The fuck? This guy must think he's Drake. Double recon. Okay, double recon's one thing. That's strange, but okay. Rockets. I get it. You can bring it with the lander, but like... and put it in the forest, but that's so passive. Why do you want to be passive? You want to punish Sami. Especially if Sami has the income lead like she does, and she has the comm tower lead. You want to push her. You want to kill her with your superpower, or even your CO power. You want to push and punish. You don't want to be passive. This is like some Sturm shit. This is some Drake shit, or some Grit shit. Maybe some like Hawk shit or something. I don't know. This is weird. I wouldn't build a rockets and fog like ever. For the most part, very rarely are rockets viable in the fog game unless you're like Sturm, because the movement's better. But these things don't move very far. They're very passive, and you don't want to be passive for Sami. You want to punish and get your properties back when you have your superpower. So now Sami is going to get that property over there. She's bringing her tanks over here. I wouldn't attack into this because you see there's nothing over here. If you're Quickslow, there's no resistance here. So you know there's resistance here. So I would go control the middle, bring these forces back, give up a little room. He's going to capture these properties. Might as well not lose tanks in the process. The end result's going to be the same. Yellow is going to get that comm tower. Yellow is going to get this property. Why would you lose tanks in the process? You know what I mean? It's just going to happen. These stupid little artilleries are just like... You know, I'm a hater. I'm an arty hater sometimes, man. I've seen way too many indirects this game. Way too many indirects. Okay, decent build. Loving the artillery, or the recons for some reason. So let's see what these passive artillery can actually do. I'm curious how he uses them. Okay, so the tanks are at least punishing these other tanks as they should. Bringing the rockets down there. Where's he going to put this artillery over here? I'm curious. Let's see. Gonna capture this for sure. Gonna capture that probably. Super. What is this? This isn't even covering it. It's covering this infantry. Like, oh, I hate this artillery. And this one's not even doing shit either. Like, they're just. What the? Fast! Dude! This guy's nutty. This guy makes the planet Peanut look like nothing. This guy's nutty as shit. Yeah, there's no counterplay. Oh, I guess you can attack with a copter, but then there's this anti-air. There's no counterplay. Quickslow is punishing this hard. This stupid artillery opening. Like, what is this? He's punishing it hard. Oh, he's being very feisty with the anti-air, though. I don't know about that. To kill off the 4 HP anti-air, the artillery, you're going to kill that next turn anyway. So, interesting. Retreat, good idea. You don't want to go to the front lines over here. Like I said earlier, you lost a couple tanks just fighting into that. He's going to win it anyway. You might as well just give it up. Give it up. Win up over here over the top. Get your income advantage. Hold these two properties over here, or this triple triangle over here. You're easily going to hold these, so just don't get too greedy and try to... You're not going to get these. Come on. Lost 2 tanks in the process. Keeping it in. If Quickslow didn't sack 2 tanks there, I'm pretty sure he would have just won this game right here, because Yellow's builds are questionable as shit with this artillery. It can't even attack it can't even attack anything. This copter is there. It can't even attack that. Like, it can't do anything. This one over here is not going to do anything. If you pop a block rock, it can't even do anything. It can move. It can't attack. There's only this one single tank over here. Can attack that tank. Cannot even interrupt that infantry. This copter can't do shit because that anti-air is going to kill it. Oh my god. I'm telling you, this is why Artie is so bad. Okay, good for him for getting the comp tower before attacking. Always respect that. Okay. Dubious. Oh god, dude. What are you doing? Killing a 4 HP tank with a full copter that's gonna get killed? Okay. Oh, he must be sacking for a block rock. Oh yeah, he's definitely sacking for a block rock, because this literally makes 0 sense. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. But he's going for the kill, so he gets the block. And we're pretty even on kills and whatnot. Let's look at the statty poos. We're at 15 to 11. So looks like Srthi or whatever, he's got 4 extra kills. It's his turn though. Does it enable him to hit this? So this is actually a little bit better. Okay, so now I'm seeing somewhat of the appeal to it. Still a little strange. And I do like this being behind it. I mean, I don't like this at all. I wish it was a tank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It could have gone like here or something. Or down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It could have killed this. Just imagine it being a normal tortured tanker. Ooh, look at this little hidden anti-air kill over there, but the mech's gonna murder something. This rocket is moving forward. I mean, it's got the extra movement. Look, don't look now. Got the superpower movement. Where are you going to put this? Like on the city here? In this forest here? Like, where's that rocket's even going to be put? That's my question. Like, hello? What is that rocket's going to be doing? He's winning the bottom, though, because he has a superpower. But imagine if he just had tanks, or imagine that's a medium tank. It would have killed some shit. He wouldn't be able to kill it with his own medium tank. This probably wouldn't like, oh my god. He's trying to lose, but he's not doing it. Okay, good. Triple tanks. No artillery. This is like the first turn in a while. We have not seen an artillery. Okay, Mr. Srth, you're doing pretty good now. Now you're ahead basically 50,000 and 7 units. And you have equal income. However, Sami, Victory March is coming soon. Yeah, there goes the income. However, winning on other counts. Tank coming in, killing a 1 HP infantry. Okay. A little strange unit selection to attack. Copter kills that. Medium tank kills that. Nothing too out of the ordinary so far. Builds another anti-air as he should. Yeah, just kind of holding back. Like I said, Sami's more methodical. She doesn't really have that push, unless you're going for an HQ cap. She doesn't have that push, so using a super here wouldn't really make much sense. Only this mech would really be doing much damage. She only has Quickslow only has 1 single mech, so using that superpower, it's only going to be for captures, and maybe 1 mech attack. Otherwise, it's not going to be providing any damage. It's going to give you a 10-10 in terms of attack and defense for all your units, just in general using a power in general. But other than that, you're not really going to have any force. And here comes Mr. Srth. Still attacking in there, going all in at the bottom as he should. Okay, there is no anti-air, so that copter's, or there's a weakened one over here, so we'll do some damage. Srth is cleaning up at the top now. I don't like these these artillery, but... And you see this one, I would have liked not to put it there. I would have put it here. So then it defends this, but it's not revealed to the infantry. Because you know this infantry is here. Why would you reveal that you have another artillery here? Like, I just don't get that. You don't want to let him know where your artillery are. That's like half this point of an artillery in fog is like the surprise. This rocket is really close to the front line, and the only thing defending it are these like weak little shits over here. Yeah, I don't like putting the rockets that close to the front line. That's a 15k unit right there. You don't want to be doing that to a 15k unit. Luckily for Mr. Srth over here, he's going to recapture that property. It's going to only be behind 2k, which is not bad for Sami. 2k for Sami. 4k is bad, not great. 2k is pretty good. 6k, you're starting to sweat. But right now, looks like it's going pretty good for Srth, but Sami has not used her superpower yet, so she's holding on to that wisely. You want to use it when it's the best. You want to hold on to it. Sami is like Jake. Sami is like Andy, specifically. Wait till your superpower is really good, then unleash wrath on your opponent. You want to make your opponent sweat. As Andy, you don't want to like fight into his opponents without use units without killing them if he has a super ready. Sami, similarly, you have to be in the defensive. Oh, make sure they're not near your HQ. Oh, make sure your properties are, like, look at all these. Everything is on the property. The reason why he put this artillery on the property, he wanted to prevent a victory march there, prevent it there, prevent it there. So holding the victory march, make your opponent sweat. Make your opponent worry about what could happen if they chose to use it. I've held on to a victory march for 7 turns before. 7 turns holding on to a victory march. So I like this. I like this by Quickslow. Recon reveals that the rockets, and that rocket's about to get one shot. Oh, he's attacking with a tank. Interesting. Instead of the medium tank, he wanted to attack medium tank to tank. All right, I guess that's fine. Yeah, okay. Kill that off with the copter, I would assume. And seems to be going pretty decently for Sami. A little bit behind, about to build a bunch of units. Now starting the mech spam. So yeah. Got a transport copter over here, might as well use it. Got some early stuff over here, might as well be using it for the rest of the game. Srth, he's probably a little wary, but now it looks like he's going strong on the top. He kind of abandoned this. He started shifting all his units to the top. I don't like that. Now you don't have any counterattack to this. All you have is his artillery up there, so you kind of just let Quickslow get away with murder. And all these properties you worked so hard to fight for earlier on, you're kind of just giving them up. I mean, sure, you're going to recapture these, but like, why not just punish this? I don't understand that. Withdrew the rockets that hasn't done jack shit. Attacking Baboonian. Baboonian, dude. Just straight out weird. I don't know. Oh, now look at these. These are now unguarded. And this recon can see it, so now it's looking victory march capture. Victory march capture. Kill that, victory march capture. Find that, victory march capture. So now might be the time to pounce with the victory march. I swear to God. So weird. This is the most artillery I've ever seen by a Jake player. And fog, for sure. Copter coming in. Capture, capture, Can he reach that though? Can't quite reach that, so he's lucky. But here comes the victory march anyway. You got a 2k advantage. Oh, he can't reach. I didn't even see this at the bottom over here. Yeah, there you go. All right. 4k. 6k. 8k. 10k. Just like that. Sami held on to it and is blowing the slip out of murdering him over here. And there's no counterattack. There's nothing to kill that medium tank. There's nothing to kill that tank. You can maybe a double tank attack, but then they're going to die to the other medium tank. My goodness, this is going well for Quickslow. Considering everything so far. Blundering by just front shifting over here and still fighting on over here. If you're going to attack on the top, bring your units back. Don't keep fighting into it. Either reinforce them and hold the line, but if you're going to front switch, pull your units back or they're just going to die. They're going to get encircled. They're going to die. It's not going to be pretty, and you're not going to have any way to fight back. So if I'm Quickslow, I'm feeling pretty good. You got a 10k income advantage. Luckily for Mr. Srth, he does have some counterplay. He can capture that, he can capture that. If he puts an infantry there, moves the T-copter over here, he can start capturing these 2 properties over there, so it's not all lost. He's attacking each of the units over there. That is dead, that is dead. Most of these units are going to die. Luckily for him, the copter is not dead. But, yeah, What? These aren't doing anything. Imagine there's a medium tank here and 2 tanks. These aren't doing shit. The battle is over here. The battle is going to be over here. These are so passive. He wants to like break that open or something? Like, what are these doing? Nothing. 3 artilleries over here just sucking on their thumbs or whatever, dude. Like, ah, god, dangler it, man. 4 artillery just, oh my goodness. Sometimes I'm convinced this guy thinks he's playing grid. Like, what the F is this shit? Why are you building? Man, this guy got to 1250. Building this shit? How the hell did he get to 1250? He must have some really good tactics up his sleeves, because this is not how 1250 typically plays. This is really bizarre. Maybe he doesn't normally play like this, but this is really freaking weird. Put his unit in the black boat, because you know, you can heal your infantry in the black boats on the HQ. But yeah, at least he's getting near a block rock. But not looking great for him. Actually, it's not too bad. So let's look at the stats. So it's 27-25. Okay, it's not bad. Yeah, it's fine. Slight advantage. That mech spam is beginning. I'm expecting another mech this turn. Nope. Okay, I was wrong. Yeah, it's strange, but we're gonna have a block rock at least. This is, I don't care if it's Sami or what. That's scary. He can't even see any. He doesn't even have a recon. He can't even see any of that shit. And these are gonna be recaptured. At least Yellow's got some counterblast. So he's got to capture this shit ASAP. He's got an 8k. Okay, he's got a 6k income deficit. Luckily for him, he's got a little stuff going on over here. He's gonna kill off those infantry, capture those properties. He's going to the top. God, look at this overkill. They're just so passive though. They're not attacking anything. Bring like one over here and like defend your HQ. Like, okay, I like this little tactical rocket. It's kind of cute. I mean, it's cute. You attack the HQ and like, ooh, rocket. Where did that come from? Like, where did that shot come from? But like, is it 15k worth that? No, it's not. I'm not. That's not even a rhetorical question. It's not. It's not worth it. He's gonna capture more properties. He's behind 6k. It's gonna be 10k again, maybe 12k. Oh god. At least these are gonna get some usage now, I guess, because Quickslow's getting a little cocky. I would force myself over here, win all these properties, but now he's getting a little cocky. Now he's going up towards the top, 1 turn from the base, maybe 2 turns from these other bases. Now he's getting a little too cocky for my liking. And then at the wrong time, he's getting a little cocky. Right in time for a block rock. So, ooh, yeah. Okay, this is, oh yeah, statue this. So I think Mr. Srth is gonna have a good turn. Oh, Quickslow, man, you're getting too cocky. You were doing so well, and a block rock is about to rock your world. Dude, use your block rock. What are you doing? What are you? You gotta be kidding me. He's not using his block rock? Huh. Why wouldn't you use your block rock here? Interesting. Okay. I understand holding a power, but in this situation, with all of these units over here, if anything for the reinforcements to get some more tanks down further, build some tanks, build some goddamn... No! No! Made me drop my blue light glasses, dude. Oh my god. What? What is going on here? This is gonna take them like 3 turns to even set up and do damage. And like, you spent 10 billion turns getting this over here. Now it's gonna get hit by a tank and basically crippled for the rest of the match. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why didn't you use... First, why didn't you use a block rock? Second, why artillery? Why artillery? Like, what is... Oh my goodness. But he's got a lot of value though. He's got a lot of units. He's got a lot of units. Let's look at the stats. Like, it's 31 to 32, but oh my gosh, look at the kills though. 150 damage, 150,000 in damage, 100,000 in deaths. So he's lost just as many units, but they're mostly infantry, whereas Sami has lost mostly heavy units. So that's why he's still in the game. He's behind by 10k, but he's killing those beefy units. He killed off medium tanks. He killed off several tanks. He lost a lot of infantry, which is why he's struggling to recapture everything, because all the infantry are stuck over here and a few over here, but you gotta use the freaking block rock next turn. And there goes the rocket. It's gonna get bolt blast. Oh, no follow-up. No follow-up. So the rocket will live another day. You gotta use the freaking block rock now, though. Okay. A bit late. Is he trying to get the HQ cap? I don't understand what that... Ooh, that was pretty sweet. Came out of the woodwork. Here comes a tank. Okay, not terrible. Yeah, make sure that thing doesn't die. As soon as that dies... Oh god, we're getting near a superpower. Oh, you want to protect that thing with your life. As soon as that comes in... Don't look now! Freaking Mr. Srthgv over here. Winning hard over here, but... man, if that was a tank... whoa. Okay, he's really going hard on the infantry now, at least. He's gonna get the... Okay, he's gonna get this. He's gonna get this. Well, if he faces a Sami super, he won't get that. But he'll get that. Comp tower soon. He's gonna lose that. He's down 8k. He's gotta hope that that Black Road holds. But it's looking good over here, at least. He's pressuring over here. The Quickslow has the Sami superpower. I'm not sure if he's gonna hold on to it this turn. Okay, this is looking pretty scary. Imagine all those were tanks, though. Alas, one can dream. Victory march. Will the black boat fall? One copter hit. I think it'll live. Two copter hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Two copter hits. One. I think he's dead. I think that's gonna die to two copter. Okay. Going for the captures first. Not going for the HQ cap. Okay, he's got 12. Oh, the income advantage though. Okay, there's some counterplay here. 12,000. Quickslow. Capture that. Didn't even need the HQ. Oh, he probably knew the capture limit. If you capture a certain amount of properties, you automatically win. Just to avoid someone turtling around their HQ and building medium tanks and rockets and stuff. If you breach that limit, which apparently was 27 properties, then you win the game. So Sami won, eliminating the opponent by capture. Damn. That is a huge ass advantage. Still this day, Srthgv over here has still had more unit value and still had more units. However, Sami, the properties were the story. And he kind of sacked a few units earlier on, fighting into those properties, but honestly, not too badly played by the Sami player. Srthgv, man, you had a good start, man. I like the cropter, I like the early recon. Then the artillery started coming. And this is like an artillery addiction. You need to go to AA, man. Artillery addiction. This is some bad addiction right here. Look, I don't... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think like 2 died. 1 died. 8 artillery. 2 rockets. 8 artillery, 2 rockets. What the actual flup are we talking about here? Why? Don't do that. Don't do that. Props for some like good tactics. Don't do that. Don't do that. I thought he had some pretty good. He didn't overextend too much. He made it at the end over here. Got a little feisty. I get it. But like, artillery? Just build tanks. There's a reason why Tordred shot up to 1600, and all he built were tanks. He didn't even build recons. He just built tanks. And he got to 1600 just building tanks. Tanks are the meta. And I understand. Oh, you want to be? Oh, I'm different. I build artillery. Oh, I build this stuff. That's cool. Switch in an artillery in there. Yeah, switch in a medium tank. Oh, make an anti-air. He built 7, 8 artillery in a fog match? I'm honestly surprised the game went on this long. You don't do that shit unless you're Sturm. Grit. If you're not Sturm or Grit and you're building that many artillery, you got an addiction. You need to go to AA, dude. This is some artillery addiction right here. And yeah, anyway, that was a nutty game. It's been a while since I've seen eliminated by capture, and honestly, the last time I saw eliminated by capture was Math Blitz versus Firearm, and Math Blitz won that as Sami. So, there's a lesson to be had over here. You can protect your HQ, but you can still lose to Sami, even though you have unit advantage, even though you have unit value advantage. If your properties aren't safe, you need to keep your eye on that day limit. You need to cover up your properties a little bit better. Early on, he had his units on the property, sitting on them. Great, great. But then he got beat back over here. He abandoned them all. He went up rogue over here with his artillery. Didn't really do that much shit. Weakened up a black boat and killed off a few infantry. Gotta supply your units over here, man. Like, I get the appeal in a front shift, but like here, pull back. Just pull all your units back. If you're gonna go fight over here, pull these back. Nope. Hunker down. Bring it on. Bring all your units over here, hunkered down over there. Boom. Broke through. Then he tried to retreat. Too late. Boom. Finished off over there, basically. Never recovered at the bottom. Look at this death ball. And then there's a little shit over here. This looks like a little round, little yellow banana turd over here. What is this shit? Baboonian in the highest degree. Baboonian in the highest degree. Anyway, I hope you guys learned something about artillery spam. Don't do it. And I hope you guys were entertained. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.